Greetings from the Tonic Man. Nice to have everyone on board. The good ship JC Tonic. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. The stories I hear, the people I talk to, folks, especially all the new folks on the call. This is amazing. Remember, it's 80 years since my father first started to commercialize this miraculous, remarkable liquid. People are telling me the stories that are downright miracles. And it goes on and on and on. And you know what the good part of all of that is over the years? I've been speaking to some of you and a lot of others, maybe not on the call, who have been drinking this for 20, 30, 40 years. You all report the same thing. You stay young, you're staying younger, you're looking younger, you're feeling younger, you have more energy, you don't go to the doctors anymore or very seldom, you don't get colds anymore. All the things that talk about good health. I just talked to a fellow who's 77. He said, boy, my fingernails and toenails, I can't believe it. See, if your fingernails and toenails are healthy, that's one of the very good signs that your body is healthy inside. It's doing everything that it has to do right to the end of your fingers and toes. And talking about toes, we've seen people who have been told they're going to have their toes amputated because they're starting to get so discolored they're going to end up to be gangrene. And yet when they drink the tonic after a few months, the toes turn back to the normal color. Well, why is that? Well, this is no claim for anything. It's just a pure fact. They drink the tonic and the toes start to turn back to the normal skin color. And that's simply because the circulation is starting to work again in those extremities. Because if your toes are turning a dark color, it means that the nerves and the blood system are not functioning properly. I don't know exactly scientifically. You can tell by looking at things, like if your toes turn black and now they're turning back to the normal color, that something inside must be happening that's good for you. And that's exactly what it is throughout the body. Whatever you may suffer of, it's because there's some part of your body, a system or an organ, that is failing to some extent or maybe failing a lot. And we've had folks who have reported that tests show that their kidneys or liver or other organs, thyroid and so on, are not working correctly or are only performing 30%, 40%. All of a sudden, after a few months on the tonic, the performance increases. Well, that's because the blood is being cleaned up and oxygenated and decontaminated, and that better blood does a better job. It does a job that it used to do when you were 20 and 30 years old and never went to a doctor because nothing was ever wrong. So all that to say simply that if you continue drinking this, even at a minimum of 1 ounce a day, you will be in the same gang as all these folks who are reporting all this good stuff when they're in their 60s and 70s and 80s. Because today, if you look around you, anybody in their 60s and 70s and 80s is ill. They're all taking medication of some kind. They all have 1 or 2 or 3 or 10 different things wrong with them. They have all kinds of systems that are not functioning properly. And why is that? The body is out of balance. Listen to the really great presentation that Dr. Dan Mowry made for our group, our members, a number of years ago. And it'll open your eyes to why and how this tonic works and why you should stay on that 1 ounce a day. Remember, as I say at the end of every call, take an ounce and feel the bounce. Well, if you take an ounce a day, you're going to save yourself a lot of misery. So we have a great guest again on this call who is going to talk to you about staying young. And the best thing is just to listen to what she has to say. because she has nothing much to say, because nothing much is wrong with her, because she's one of those that's been drinking for over 30 years. And, well, let me introduce Pamela to you and let her take it away. So there we are, Pamela. We haven't spoken for a long time, and it'll be great to hear your story for sure.
Well, I'm going to be 67 years old on the 28th, and when I was around 34, I was going through a divorce, so I was staying in a safe house with my 3 kids.
You were in a safe house because you were afraid of your husband?
Yes. Yeah, there was a lot of things going on, you know.
Wow, holy smokes.
But anyway, I took my 3 kids and stayed there for a while till I found a place to live. And there's where I met my best friend, Cindy. And she introduced me to a different tonic that, I don't know if I can say it, but it's KM.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
of course. Yeah, sure.
I started taking it, and I couldn't believe how much energy that it gave me. So then a couple years later, she told me that there was something even better called JC Tonic. And I was on board for that because it was supposed to help you look and feel younger, you know.
Are you feeling looking younger? Are you feeling and looking younger?
I'm sure trying. I've always gotten compliments on how I don't look my age, even though I've been through a lot. I don't think I do.
And you don't have any health issues? You have no health issues now?
No, not now. I did at one time have a hip replacement, and the normal things here and there I needed to go to the doctor for, but I really didn't want to go to the doctor, so try to avoid that. But yeah, that's about all I had done was a hip replacement, and it's been hard sometimes to afford to get the tonic, but it's like a top priority for me. So
well, I like the idea of the top priority, and
yes.
You know, we have thousands of people who really joined as a distributor, but never really did a lot of distributing, but just enough bottles out there to have enough of an income to drink for free. And so we've got people who've been drinking free for 20 years, and they haven't built a big network business, but they certainly have enough retail customers out there to drink free, and that we've made sure people understand. You don't have to build a business. You don't have to be in business. You don't have to be a distributor. But golly, everybody you know is sick, you know, so they could sure use some. Just like Cindy thought you would need some, and she had been drinking it already. Yeah. So you can still do that. You can still do that, Pamela, at 67. Let me tell you, everybody around you at 67, they have some health issue, that's for sure.
I know. It's just hard because I don't have much experience with the computer and all that technology knowledge, and I'm not a pushy person, you know?
No, but now it's so easy. We've got all these testimonials on an audio, and we can actually send them to your phone, and you just press the button, and the audio plays. We cut them down to 2 or 3 minutes. So if you're talking to somebody who complains about whatever it may be, you just look on your list. If they're complaining about blood sugar, you just press on blood sugar and hold the phone to their ear, and they listen to a couple of stories, and they probably want to try it, you know. So we're going to set you up for that. Whether you use it or not, that's something else, but really makes it a lot easier to share it without needing experience or even understanding why or how it works, you know.
Right. Well, I'm also retired now. Yeah.
You're what?
Go ahead.
You're retired?
I'm retired, and I live in a subsidized housing. But my mom, she just lives like 3 doors down from me, so she has like memory problems and things like that. So I've been giving her the tonic, and she seems to be doing better.
Well, we have some testimonials of people that are doing very much better who had memory problems and other forgetfulness and so on, and it really has shown to improve their well-being. So keep it up with your mom. You said to me she was 87, you said?
Yep, 87.
And is she okay? She's walking and all that, or is she
Yep.
bedridden? Oh, good.
She walks. She has aches and pains and, like I said, memory problems, but like the tonic, really, I notice a difference.
So she lives close by enough that you can walk over?
Yeah, I just walked down the hall, and she's always popping in.
Oh, she's in the same. Oh, fantastic. Oh, great.
In the same building, yeah.
Is she living on her own?
Yes. Yep.
Well, that's also a good sign then.
Just as I am, yeah.
Yeah, I have a brother who's 87, and he's still all on his own, and he's perfectly normal, and he drives, but he's been drinking the tonic for many years as well. So keep her on it.
I will. Yeah, she always pops in, and once in a while she'll say, "Well, I need some more of that liquid you gave me." So.
Good. Okay. Well, keep her happy because she'll be smiling all the way to the end and in good shape, and that in the final analysis. You know, I'm thinking if I'm doddering and dittering around and tumbling and falling and I don't remember, I'd rather be gone. But if I can grow old and still be able to get around and know what people are saying and so on, I mean, that's a difference in the quality of life, you know.
It sure is.
So what do you think the folks listening to this call should know from a young 67-year-old like you?
Well, I mean, it doesn't take away your problems and your everyday things that you go through, but it sure does help you feel better and look younger.
Well, that's what folks have told us. Even everybody is suffering through all kinds of hardships, but when they drink the tonic, it seems the hardships are easier to take on.
Yes. Yeah.
And in this country these days, you hear all these people that have so many mental anguish problems. If they could be drinking the tonic, it would relieve them of that and make it easier to get by, even though things are tough.
Yeah. You know, and I don't take any health meds at all. Like I said, I don't like going to the doctor, and if there's not a need, I don't go.
And you have no needs for the doctor. You have no.
I don't.
Wow.
No.
So what do you think? You've been drinking this for 30 years now.
Well, I like to keep taking it as long as I can. Seems to help me tremendously.
Well, I talked to another of the same sort of generation as you. This lady is 74. She started drinking the KM back in the late 80s and then switched to the JC Tonic. So she's been drinking for 30, 40 years. And she told me the other day when I talked to her, she's like you, nothing wrong, full of energy. The mind is working. And she said the other day some young guy hit on her, and she said, "Young man, do you know how old I am?" He said, "Yeah, you're about 50."
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So I said, "You got it, That's perfect. Keep on.
Yes,
let
sir.
them think you are." So it does indeed keep us younger and younger looking, like you are. They tell me I look 10 or more years younger than my age. And everybody who's been drinking it for a couple of decades, they're all in the same boat. They all look younger. They feel younger. And actually, the body is younger. So keep drinking it. Keep drinking it, Pamela.
I sure will.
And your mom, she's okay too? That's absolutely splendid. I love to hear those stories.
Yeah.
So there we are, folks. Another really, really great story from a great lady who has been drinking this for over 30 years, and that's the key. Stay with it. Even if you drink an ounce a day, it's fine. It'll keep you young and vibrant and really looking and feeling younger. So, Pamela, what do you say for a close for everybody listening?
I would definitely at least try it. I'm telling you, the few people that I've gotten to try it, it makes a big difference. Really does. And I don't want to live my life taking pills. So
or being
awesome.
in pain or being in pain or anguish and all the rest.
That's right.
Okay. There it is, folks. That's the deal. What a call. And you can be one of those if you are suffering from anything. It doesn't matter what it is. If you are not receiving our newsletter, would you please phone us? You can leave a message on 1-800-JC Tonic. You can text us on 702-482-5290. Email us at Jurak, Jurak, at jurak.com. And just tell us to add you to our newsletter send out once a week. Now, when you get the newsletter, you'll have updates and news. You'll also have a copy of this call, which you'll be able to listen to and pass along just by email or let other people listen to. And you will also be able to scroll all the way down to the bottom where we have a whole host of success stories. These are taken from the recordings, such as the one we're doing now, and we cut them down to just a very important part of the actual testimonial, and they're all categorized by health issue. So if you have friends that have blood sugar problems, and I talked to a fellow not very long ago that he said, how will it do for blood sugar? And I said, how high is your blood sugar? And he said, 600. I said, 600, how come you're not dead? No, I'm not kidding, folks. You know, if you have a measurement of 600 of blood sugar, I mean, this is really unhealthy. Long story short, he started drinking. In 3 weeks, his blood sugar went down to 330. Now, look, if that can happen on this tonic in less than a month, you know that if you continue on it, it should bring it down more or less to normal and then maintain it. And that's what Dr. Mowry talks about in that presentation. Balance, balance, balance. He said, look, folks, tonight you're going to hear me talk about something nonstop, and that's balance. So he said, if your body is in balance, all the systems and organs are in balance, you will be in good health. If they are out of balance, you will be in poor health. And when you look at, for example, the endocrine glands from your pituitary adrenals right down to the gonads, in between there, say there's the thyroid. If you have a thyroid problem, it doesn't matter what you do for it. If it's out of balance, all the rest are going to be out of balance. So you could get a medication that will force it back towards the center, but at what expense? Because it's pushing other systems out of balance. So you need the natural way, which is the way the body does it. But the body is unable to do it if your thyroid is out of balance. Something's wrong in the body. I don't know what's wrong, but you know what? The body knows. So you drink the tonic, cleans up the blood supply. The blood is now able to do its job the way it used to when it kept you in good repair when you were much younger. And that's where this whole idea of the youth solution comes in. It's written right on the bottle, and the reason we put it there is because when your blood is clean and able to do a better job, it will actually regenerate your body, and it will make it look younger if it looks older, and it will keep it younger if it's getting older too quickly. So in my case, they tell me I look, 10, 15 years younger. It's because my body is breaking down less quickly. I'm growing old more slowly. That's what you want to do. So, folks, you heard what Pamela said on this call. You've heard these calls galore. And everybody who's in their 60s, 70s, and 80s who are not hurting and who do not take medications for anything, it's because their body's in better repair than the others. Simple. Drink your ounce a day, and as we like to say around here, take an ounce and feel the bounce. Bye for now.
Durac Classic Whole Body Tonic is a dietary supplement, not a drug. Therefore, it is useful to affect the structure and or function of your body in various ways. But it is not intended to and will not cure, mitigate, treat, or prevent any disease. Individual testimonials may not be representative of everyone's experience and do not constitute scientific evidence. Durac Corporation does not make any drug or treatment claims for its product.